Hello, good morning.
Hello, teacher.
How are
How?
you?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
I'm good, thank you for asking. How was your weekend?
It's quite great. How about you?
Oh, well, it's still Sunday here. So,
It's Sunday.
yes,
Well,
Sunday
it's
evening.
so it means that you work all weekend.
I do. I do not
Ah,
have a rest.
oh, hardworking.
Yeah, I gotta have to, but sometimes I just take my days. Soon we have Thanksgiving, so I am going to be off for a few days. And after that, we have Christmas and New Year's. So I also going to request some days off so I can spend with my family.
Okay, it's better for you. You need to have some time to up.
Yeah, and these are our holiday time, just like for you. You have your holiday time in February when you celebrate
Yeah.
the Tet holiday. So for us, we start our holiday season with Thanksgiving, and that is in November.
Your holiday will start in November.
Yes, we have
And
Thanksgiving and then we have Christmas and New Year's.
okay, many important occasions of the year.
Yeah,
Yeah,
especially because it's family time. So
yes.
I like to spend it with my family, especially because I work even during the weekends. So uh so yeah, my daughter is in the next room watching TV. Um so that's with this I just finished for today. It will be 8 p.m. and then we go to bed for Monday.
Ah, so no one take care of your daughter when you teaching?
Oh, yes, she's with someone right now. She's not alone.
Okay.
They're watching TV in the room. And what did you do over the weekend?
Uh, Actually, I stayed at home. I watched some TV programs,
Mm-hmm.
and so I yesterday I went to visit my grandma.
Your grandmother.
Yeah,
Okay.
my yeah. And my family usually unite at the weekend at my grandmother's house. She cooks really well. That's why she usually cooks something for us to enjoy together. And
Mm-hmm.
this is also a special occasion for us to unite. That's why weekend is very important to my families.
Oh, okay. You said unite, but in this
Yeah,
case, it will be reunite or uh, to meet.
to meet.
Yes,
Okay.
because unite, we are talking about two things getting together, unite as a force, not a gathering of people.
Gather. We can use the word gather and
Gather,
meet.
correct. Oh,
Yeah.
that's so nice that is so your grandmother lives close to you.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Now tell me, did you have the chance to review the document?
Uh, to be honest, I have just read the instruction of the document and
It's all right.
also yeah, and also the exercise. About the exercise, I read the instruction too, and I try to understand the requirement of the exercise. But actually, I don't understand all.
Hmm.
There are many things they ask me
Can you
to
give me
do.
just a second? Just a minute.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry, it was about my daughter.
How old this is?
She is on Wednesday, she's going to be 15 months old.
It means she is very young.
She's a toddler. She's not a baby when
Yeah,
she's a toddler.
okay. So can she speak clear?
No, she's learning how to speak, but I am teaching her other languages besides English. So when you teach a baby, a toddler, more than one language, they take a few extra time before they actually start speaking. And that is what is happening to my daughter. She's been exposed to two languages. Um, as I don't know if I mentioned to you, but here in America, only the United States and parts of Canada, they speak English. The rest of the America speak Spanish.
Spanish. Yeah,
Yes.
I heard about it before.
So it's very important that they learn English and Spanish. And I want her to be exposed to both of them. So that's why I teach her also Spanish. And
Okay.
she has a problem in one of her legs. It's a little like twisted, so she's still not walking. She only crawls.
So sorry to hear about that.
Oh no, it's okay. When she gets older, like 2 years, 2 years and a half, just going to wear special kind of shoes, and it's going to help her to fix
Yeah,
that twist that she has on her feet, and she's
okay.
gonna be able to walk by herself. I mean, she can walk, but if she grabs my hand or if she grabs the wall,
Yeah,
but it's hard for her to keep herself stable, to keep balance
yeah.
because of that. So, but it's all right. It's not a major thing, and it's not gonna cause any damage on her.
I hope that in the future she can fix her feet and then she can work by herself. This
Thank
could
you.
be the good news for you.
Yeah, actually this week I want her to start in preschool. So, let's see. Tomorrow I am going to visit some daycares. I don't know how is that gonna be because she's been with me from the day she was born. I have never been separate from her. So it's gonna be the first time. I think it's gonna be tough, but I can do it. It she loves being around people,
Yeah.
especially older people. Like she doesn't know what to do with other babies, so she gets better with other kids. So I hope that can help her to speak faster too.
Yes.
So let's see. Okay, so you were saying that you were reviewing the material.
Yeah.
Okay,
I will later. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
And what are your thoughts?
Actually, I feel very interesting, and I think that it's very useful to me, especially some tips
Mm-hmm.
in task one, what I should speak and what I shouldn't. And also, I can pay more attention to my sayings on my speech to avoid some mistake and get higher band.
Okay, very good. For today, I want to practice the introduction of the speaking part. Remember that I told you when you enter the room with the examiner, uh,
Yeah.
he is going to ask you very simple things, but you will think that this is not part of the test, but it is. And it's very important. He's going to ask you things about your family, your hobbies, your work, your studies, your friends, um, your hometown. So I want you to be prepared with these kind of questions. Remember, always keep eye contact. Introduce yourself, be confident. So we are going to start practice on this. Then I we were going to start working on different topics. Remember, the examiner will give you a topic. We'll give you 2 to 5 minutes so you can prepare introduction, conclusion, and the steps of that. And I am going to give you homework, the writing part. So we are going to review a little of things that we're going to do on the writing part and how to analyze charts.
Yes.
Okay? So
Okay.
I am going to give you first here. Well, I'm going to send it to you. Oh, it's a little dark here. Tell me, can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see your screen.
Awesome. Okay, I'm going to give you this link. This link is for your homework.
Yes.
Okay. This link, okay, here, I'm going to make it a little bigger. It says writing task. You should spend about 20 minutes on this task. The graphs below give information about computer ownership as a percentage of the population between 2002 and 2010, and by level of education of the years 2002 and 2010. Summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features and make comparisons where relevant. Write at least 150 words. So we have these two charts,
Yeah.
percentage and year, computer ownerships, and computer ownership by educational level. We have no high school diploma, high school graduate, college incomplete, bachelor's degree, postgraduate qualification. 2 years, 2002, 2010, and the percentage. Um, don't worry, we are going to review this later on today. I'm just explaining you the homework.
Okay.
Okay? You should spend, we are not going to do this writing task, okay? This is going to be for later. The second part of a homework that it's going to be on Friday. And you
Okay.
should spend 40 minutes on this task. It's very important that when you're doing your homework, measure time because that way you can say, oh, it's homework. I can work this a little bit today, a little bit tomorrow. But the important here is that you measure time because when you are in the exam, you cannot do a little bit today and a little bit tomorrow. You have to
Yes.
do it all in once. So try to be very honest with you. When you do your homework, tell me, okay, teacher, for this task, it says that I had to spend 20 minutes, but actually I spent 30, 35. So we can analyze what is happening and we can control the time, okay?
Yes. I
Okay,
understand.
so let's get started here. Okay, remember, 4 to 5 minutes for the introduction. I am in this case I'm going to be the examiner and you're going to be of course the learner. I'm going to ask you, "Hey, how are you?" Here.
Yeah.
Let's review first the kind of questions that they're going to ask. Family. So, if I ask, "Can you tell me a little bit more about your family?" Describe your family. Do you have a large or a small family? How much time do you spend with your family? What do you like to do together as a family? Do you get along well with your family? Are people in your country generally close to their families? Remember that it's very important to give examples. So, what you told me that you do on Sundays with your grandmother and that you all gather as a family and share meal or coffee time in the afternoon, that is a great example. Okay? So here, let's get started. It's, well, in my time is 6, 7, 16 p.m. Try to talk to me about your family for at least 2 minutes.
2 minutes, okay.
Yes.
But can you stop sharing the screen? Can I like to see your face clearly? Is it better for me to
Yeah.
focus my eyes?
Okay, very good.
Okay. And now, so hello. Family is very important to my life, and it is one of the most effective factor lead my life to get the success or also many things in our life. That's why every day I spend a little time on doing something with my family. And there are only three people in my family: my mother, my younger brother, and me. Actually, my parents were divorced before because there are many problems occurred. However, I still love my father much. Moreover, I would like to do a lot of things for both of my parents. I would like to bring many good things for them. That's why at the weekend I usually spend a great deal of time take care of my parents and my younger brother too. I can cook something and help my mother to clean my house. Also, I will go to the market. I take her to the market too. And in the afternoon, I usually go to the park to talk with her because my mother is quite fat and she really keen on talking to lose her weight. And this is also my hobbies that when my mothers and me can share a lot of common activities in daily life. In normal days, my younger brother doesn't stay at home because she is studying. He is studying at the university. Now he is in Dallas University and studying English and something like that. That's why we don't have a lot of time to gather together or meet together. However, if he has time, he will return to visit my mother and me, and then we can go out, take something to eat at the restaurant. And it's better for us to cook at home because nowadays my mother doesn't believe in the food in the restaurant. The quality is not really high, and when we cook together, we can take time to understand more about another person in our family, and we can also know about their problems, their difficulties, and sharing with them. And sharing together, loving together, understanding more about another will help us to keep a close great relationship in the family. And I think that my family is a loving family. I really love them.
Oh, that's so nice. Very good. Okay, here let's go back to sharing.
Yeah.
Okay, here. Remember that I told you that I am not going to interrupt you while you
Yes.
are speaking because first I don't want to ruin your fluency and I don't want to when you are speaking and I interrupt you, then you forget the idea. So I don't want to do that. So here are my notes. First, you were going real too fast. I know that maybe you were a little nervous, but what happened when you go too fast? You mispronounce some words.
Okay.
So if you take your time, it's not like you're going to, I love my family. It's not like you're going to talk like that.
Yes.
But you did not make pauses between the ideas. You were really fast. So we are going to control on that. Okay?
Yes. Yeah.
This was just the first test. So we are doing great. I didn't understand because you were going too fast. At the beginning, you mentioned something about effective or affective, but I didn't quite understand because again, we need to slow down a little. Then I heard three peoples.
Okay.
People, three people. Here. You mentioned that your parents are divorced because they had. many problems. Had in past
Yes.
because that's what caused them to be divorced. Here, what happens if you go too fast? In this sentence, you mentioned that you go to the market and you take care of the market too.
Okay.
So, as you can see, you mix up, you separate just one idea, you make it into two. So you
Okay.
repeat a little. That is where we're going to work. And also happens the same here because you mentioned that the hobby, your mom's hobby is jogging, and that's your hobby too. So you can say both me and my mom have the same hobby, and we both like going out and jogging, so we can share quality time together. You see, just one
Yes.
sentence, and I didn't say it fast.
Okay.
Um, doesn't believe in the food, doesn't believe in restaurant food. Remember that the
Yeah.
article da, it's for very specific things.
Okay.
Here, I'm going to copy this and send it to you.
Yes.
Here.
Thank you.
Just are some random notes, but for you to remember. There.
I will try to remember all.
Okay, so this was not the speaking part. It was just an introduction. It was really good because you used examples, you did not use low level vocabulary, you express yourself very good. Now we need to talk, we just need to work to fix on the speed. So, as an example, I am going to do it myself. We are going to
Yes.
switch. You are going to be the examiner, and I'm going to be the learner. Okay?
Okay. Interestingly.
Okay, here. Okay, so you start because you are the examiner. Remember, if you're the examiner, you have to feel like you are the teacher.
Okay. Yeah, so hello. Nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you too.
Okay. Can you introduce a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Well, my name is Mary Jane, but everybody in my family and friends, they just call me by the initials of my name, MJ. So it's easy to remember.
Yes. I
So it
also.
will be better if you call me that way too, so I can feel familiar with you.
Okay. So how about your family? How many members are there in your family?
In my family, all right, I used to live with my mom. I don't have much memories about my father because he left when I was very young. So I was raised by my mother. I have a older sister. She's 36 years old. She's 4 years older than me, so I am 32. And I have a younger brother. He is 30 years old. He, by the way, he is in the UK right now celebrating his birthday. Um, right now, I am living with my grandmother because I bought a house, but my house is going to be ready in March. And I live with my grandmother and my baby. She is 15 months old next Wednesday, and pretty much my new family is just me and my daughter.
Yes,
But
that's
my family is composed by many members. I have a really close family. Actually, my aunts and uncles, they live really close by. And every morning they go to visit my grandmother, and also they're going to visit my baby because my daughter, it's the only baby in the family. Can you
wow.
believe? Before my daughter, I have a cousin, and I think he is 17 now. So 17 years later, there is a new baby. in the family. So she's such an spoiled brat, and everybody love her.
Okay.
And it's very common in my family to spend time together, especially on weekends. Every birthday, we celebrate it together as a family. Right now, the holidays are coming, and it's very common to celebrate it also together as a family. Years ago, my cousins and even myself, when I was younger, we used to travel abroad for these kind of holidays, go with your friends and have a drink and visit exotic places and stuff. But as you get older, spending time with your family, it's becoming more important that being outside on a party.
Yeah.
And I
I
think we are very, very close right now. And yeah, right now we are all expecting for me to move in and have my own house, and I am so looking forward to have everything ready and invite them for dinner as an official uh, owner member of a house.
Okay, it is also a very important celebration for your house. And you can invite all members in your family to gather with you, right?
That is correct.
Yeah. And I also think that your mother is very great. She is very strong. So do you feel admire her?
Oh, I admire her a lot because she used to be a nurse. Right now she is retired. She is 62. She's not working, and she raised three kids by herself. And I do admire her a lot. And my daughter just love her very, very much. When my daughter spends time with her, she doesn't come want to come with me.
Okay, because it's a great grandmother. I think that,
Yeah,
right?
that's right.
And when you become the mother, do you understand the feeling of your mother's feeling before?
When you become a mother, that's correct. When I became a mother, I could understand a lot more my own mother and everything that she did for us.
Do you want to change anything in the ways that your mother teach you?
Not really. I was really close to my mom. From my brother and my sister, I was closer to her. Um, and I really wanted to spend more time with her. She was a nurse, so sometimes she worked 12 hours in the hospital. So I could spend a little time with her, and I really needed her, and I missed her a lot. Um, but now I understand why she did it.
Okay. And did you get a depression when you give birth?
If I get depression when I get no, I had a very difficult pregnancy, so I got depressed while I was pregnant. Um, I had a high risk pregnancy, so my daughter was born on July 7th. On May 5th, 2 months before she was pregnant, I had to be hospitalized, and I spent 2 months in the hospital.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah.
So I had to spend 2 months in the hospital because there was no water in my wound. So my daughter couldn't grow. That's why she had this problem in her feet because she was not in the right position. She had to stay on a sitting position, so her feet couldn't develop very well. So I was really depressed while I was in the hospital.
Okay. I'm really sorry to hear about that, but I think that the tough time will create wonderful things. Sure. Please confide in yourself and your daughter. Both you can create many interesting things in your life later. Right?
Yeah,
Do you?
she's a happy little brat right now, and she's so spoiled by everybody. But yeah, she's just happy.
Okay, so thank you very much. This is the first introduction. Okay.
Okay, so tell me, how did you
Yeah.
feel with my exposition to yours? What are
Uh,
some differences? What things you can take from my example and what things you can keep with yours?
okay. I see that the ideas in your speech is very clear. You you spoke step by step. It means that when you mention your family, your your older sister, you will tell something about her, and then yourself and your younger brother, you will tell more information about each person. At the same time, you mention them, right? Moreover, you spoke slowly. Is it easier for us to understand your idea, and I can get your idea effectively. Effectively. Moreover, uh,
Okay. For example, right now, you are talking to me, you are explaining something to me, and you
yeah,
are talking in a very excellent pace. You are not running, you are not really slow, you are just talking to me like two friends. That is the pace that I want, that you feel
yeah,
confident. I want you to feel like you are not being examined, but you are talking to a friend and just telling your friend about your family, your work, your hometown. Not like you're being examined,
okay.
because that can generate to your brain like some kind of being so nervous and like, oh my God, he's or the examiner is checking every word I say and I have to say it correctly. But
Okay.
right now, you are giving me feedback and you're using an excellent pace.
When you mentioned 2 minutes to talk something about my family, I feel wow, 2 minutes, so I need to focus on speaking. I hadn't thought anything before I started, and then I just speak, 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 and I don't know what I'm saying
Remember
too.
that you have a time. You
Yeah,
have a few minutes so you can organize your ideas. But what is the good thing about this? That when the examiner, if the examiner asks about your family, you're going to be ready. You're going to have like a small speech prepared and you can add little details, just like what I told you about my brother. And I
yes,
said, yeah, and I have a younger brother that he's actually in the UK right now celebrating his birthday.
yeah,
That is actually true. He is in the UK celebrating. So at the time that you take the test, maybe you can add something different about your mom, your dad, or any other member of your family. But the good
yeah.
thing about this is that you keep your own pace.
Okay,
Okay?
okay. I'm talking with friends, or talking with another person in my family, and share by my heart. Not talk too much, not talk too little. Yeah, right?
Yeah, not like you were on a recital.
Okay.
You know, I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna try to give you an example. You know, when you pray to God, and you generally when you pray, you are like, Our Father in heaven, blah blah blah, you know.
Yes, I know it.
Okay, so try not to pray.
Okay, yeah,
Okay, let's do one
understand.
more, and then we are going to review the steps for writing and review our
Yes,
homework. Okay, remember,
okay,
read the questions, take your time, organize your idea. Organizing things by
yes,
event is great. because it can give you a beginning, what happened then, what happened after. Right now, the second topic the second topic is about work.
Yes.
So remember, work. You did it. It was your job. You were there. You know the story. No one knows the story better than you. So remember at the first class when you talked to me that you work in different schools and what happened and now why are you here? Okay, remember to use organizers. Firstly, at the beginning, after that, secondly, and now, finally, I decided, all right? Work. Of course, what do you do? What are your responsibilities? How many hours do you work each day? These are questions that you can keep in mind to help you organize your ideas. Do you enjoy your work? Is there some other kind of work you would rather do? If you could change your job or profession, what would you do? Describe the process of getting a job in your country. Describe the company or organization you work for. What is your position? What do you like about your job? What do you dislike about your job? These are just ideas, okay?
Yes.
That you can have when you talk about your work, your job.
Okay.
But in this, you can totally tell this story on how you become a teacher and why you decided not to work for schools anymore and now you're teaching online, the benefits of it. It's very open. You can choose what to talk about as long as it's well organized. Here, here we go. Remember to take your time, okay? Whenever you feel ready.
Okay. Can you wait for me some seconds?
Of course.
Yes. Yeah, I'm here now. Thank you very much.
Oh, sure.
Okay, so
Are you
to be
ready?
honest,
Or you need to
yeah,
take some time?
I mean, when you let me some time to think, I cannot think anything, so I think we start. Let's
Also,
start
you need to
together.
jump right away. Okay, very good. So let's get started. Hello, good evening. Nice to meet you.
Hello, great to meet you too.
So, what is your name?
My name is Ngọc. My full name is NhungDanhThi, and I also have a nickname Ruby.
Oh, so I can call you Ruby.
Yes. How
Oh,
about you? What's your name?
nice to meet you, Ruby. My name is Mary. You can call me Mary Jane. You can call me MJ, Mary, whatever you feel better. It's all right.
Okay, we'll call you Mary, right? This is
Okay.
okay. Yes.
Okay, Ruby. So let's get started. Can you talk to me a little bit about your work, your job? What do you do?
Oh, right. That's a great question because I always think about my job in my mind. I am an English teacher and I have taught English for 5 years. 5 years is not a very long period to get enough experience, but I think 5 years enough for me to understand more about my job and my responsibilities in my job too. Yeah, I became a teacher when I was on the first year in the university. I worked as a tutor and I needed to learn a lot of things, not only about the knowledge, but also about the teaching method. That's why I decided to work outside, to work as a tutor, to teach other people, and then I can get a little thing about experience to improve my teaching skills too. And then when I graduated from the university, I got a very great opportunities, in Vietnam. Working as a teacher at the high school is very meaningful, and this is a great chance for you to prove yourself. However, when I work at the high school in my hometown, I knew that it's a great chance for me to train myself, but I realized there were a lot of problems, and I couldn't control myself. I lost myself too. That's why I decided to quit my job. Then I moved to the city again. I moved to the place that I graduated from the university again and began my career one more time. I met a lot of difficulties, and sometimes I thought that teaching is not my career, teaching is not my dream. I would like to train to another one. So I tried to work as another positions, many other jobs at this time. I used to work as the receptionist at the hostel for backpacker, and then I worked as a consultant or marketing staff, PR staff for some language centers. And some people in this center invited me to work as a teacher for this company, for this center. Wow, what was happening at that time? I just applied for the position as consultant. I never thought about working as a teacher again, but I think maybe this is a destiny. So yeah, and I needed to face up with this destiny too. I cannot find another way to lose myself one more time. And this is also the very meaningful story to me to fight myself again. Finally, I returned to my job, but I never wanted to work as a teacher at the school one more time, the public school one more time, because the method in this school, the environment is not really good, and it causes a lot of troubles. It makes teachers lose their passion, lose their motivation while they are teaching. And I don't want to experience this story again. I would like to change many things in my life in the future. And I decided to get the job and get a teaching job online, because when I teach online, I can also spend time on doing something with my family, and I can also take care of my family by myself when I have free time. I needn't go out, I needn't compete with other people in my company or in my school. It's very relaxing, and I can spend all of my time on reviewing the skills, getting more experience, and finding some good materials for my students. Someone tells me that teaching is hardworking, because when you are English teacher or you are a teacher in the common, you need to work as more different positions at the same time. For example, you will be the psychologist, you will be the actress. I will give you some example for proof for my points. When you are a teacher and you stand in front of other people, you need to get dressed, you need to wear some beautiful clothes, and you need to do some body languages too. You need to do a lot of things. You always smile to your students, make them feel happy, and at that time you are an actress. Moreover, when your student feels stressful, you need to do something to control their feeling. You need to help them calm down, right? And at the time, you are a psychologist. And actually, if I have some another chance in the futures to train my job or my position, I would like to work as a psychologist, because when I work with my students, I got I got much experience about working with psychology. Yeah, I focused much on their feeling, their emotion while they are teaching, and I also help my students to solve their problem in their spiritual life. That's why I really enjoy my job, and my job will create my passion, create my motivation back to myself in my life.
Oh, that is so great. You really um change 100% the way that you um, exposed your thoughts and your feelings from one topic to another. I can tell that you are definitely a teacher just by the enthusiasm that you put into this.
Yes.
Okay, that's wonderful. Here, you see how it was you change the pace. You did not repeat any idea. You went from the beginning, studying at college, what happened after, and the position that you are now. And it was great because you didn't have to, um, you know, I noticed when you were expressing your ideas about family, at some point you notice, oh, I am repeating this word. I said that incorrectly. You notice yourself. You can tell when you say something
Yeah.
incorrectly. But now you get away. You make pauses. So you thought in English about the sentence, about the format and everything. So you did excellent. Okay, now here's my feedback.
Yeah. Can you call me back because the connection here is not good?
Okay, I'm gonna call you right back.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Is it better?
Hello. Yes, it's better now.
Okay, great. Okay, here.
Yes.
Okay, work. Not just these words,
Yeah.
just repeat after me to just improve a little the pronunciation.
Okay.
Experience,
Experience, right?
experience.
Yeah. Experience.
Very good, just like that. Experience.
Yeah. I pronounced experience, right?
Yeah, you because you
Ah,
use experience many times, and all
yeah.
of them you pronounce that word differently each time.
Yeah. Okay.
X, there is an X, and at the end there is an S sound. Experience.
Experience.
Okay,
Okay.
very good. Taught.
Taught.
Yes, the past of teach, because you
Yeah.
used teach as a past. Taught.
Okay.
Now
Taught.
here, working at the high schools. You used again the high schools. Remember that the article the is for specific things. So
Okay.
working at high schools because you are not giving any particular information or any specific information about high schools.
Yeah.
I realized,
Drill line.
realized,
Drill line.
realized.
Ah, realized.
Perfect, just like that. And then I heard you said I quit my job, and there is a difference. I quit,
Yeah.
I
I
quit,
quit. I quit.
quit. Very good.
Yeah.
Begun.
Begun.
You use this word again. Career,
Career.
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 Correct. The accent is here. The stress is here. Career.
Career.
Very good. And then you mentioned is a destiny. No, it's just is destiny.
Yes.
Then you said this word, this phrase, but I couldn't understand what you wanted to say. It was pretty
Is
much at the end when you said, when you are a teacher in the common. I
uh,
I
I
didn't
mean,
understand that.
yeah, the general teacher, the teacher. Uh, how can I express this? It means the teacher in.
When you are like a regular teacher or a common teacher, not a special one or just one.
Common teacher.
Oh, a common teacher.
Yes, common
Ah, okay,
teacher.
when you are a common teacher. Because yeah, you
Yes.
said at the teacher in the common, and I was like, huh, it might be a teacher in the community. I couldn't understand.
Okay.
Okay, now here I'm going to send you this,
Yeah.
and let's review the good practice when writing that I am also going to send it to you
Yes.
here. Oh, well, this is something that I'm going to send to you. I don't know if you have it. This is where to put the stress, the intonation on a sentence. For example, if you're talking yes no questions like, did you see that movie yet? The rising intonation is at the end of the sentence. In every yes no questions, the rising intonation is at the end. But we're going to do this on Friday.
Okay.
Okay, here. 5 steps to mastering academic task. Okay, the writing part. To prepare yourself to complete the writing part, it's task 1. Follow these 5 steps. 1. Learn to recognize and identify different graphic forms, such as line graphs, bar charts, pie charts, etc. Do you have any difficulty try to identify each graph?
No, I think that I can
Okay, great.
revise.
Number 2, note what key information, comparisons, and trends to look out for. Okay, for example, in this one here, what is something that you're going to always check? The information that is here, the information here, if these are percentages, numbers of years in
Yes.
these. And here, what does it mean that you have two? That they are the two things are being compared.
Yeah.
That is why you have two. Here, I'm going to send you this, don't worry.
Yeah.
Okay? Practice using the specific vocabulary required to describe those trends. I am going to send you also a document,
Hmm.
to words that you can use to describe. Learn
Yes.
how to follow a plan to start. Complete and finish your answer. Okay? When you have a graph, you have a chart, you have to give specific information. So try to always to use an introduction to the body of your idea and a conclusion. And this is what are we going to start working, and that's why I need that in this homework you measure your time because we need
Yes.
to do 20 minutes.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
Know what not to include in your response. Not everything is relevant. Sometimes they just put information to see how you can distract. But in the homework that I sent to you, the link, you're not going to have that problem because we're going to start from the beginning. Here, for example, in this, the length of bar shows the values it represents. Okay, the length.
Like,
The values are listed on one axis. This is axis. This is another axis.
yes.
Bar charts are useful to compare. Why? Because you have one here and you have the other here. So they're very close. You can compare. Very easy to compare. In studying a bar chart, you may want to look for the following information. Which is the tallest? Which is the shortest? Have the bars changed over time and how? And how do the bars compare to each other? 5 really easy questions that can help you when writing this. Is this clear?
Yes, very
Okay.
clear.
I am going to send you this so you can have it handy and so you can do your homework.
Yes.
Okay. Tell me before I leave, do you have any question, comment, something that